All
right, good evening to all the press that are gathered here today. We are grateful that you came out with us to share. We as a community are gathered here today. We have family and friends of Kennedy Hobbs, who we all know now that was tragically killed last night, only hours after graduating with honors from Mayoral High School. I have family members here. I have Pastor Pickett here, who also speak. We have citizens, concerned citizens, as well as people that are running for public office. We're here today to speak as one unit, not black, not white, not rich, not poor, not Democrat or Republicans, but as humans that are saying to our city government, to law enforcement, and we thank all the first responders for what they did last night, but we're here to say we're tired. We're tired of these type of news briefs. We're tired of our children being murdered in the street. We're tired of judges letting violent criminals back out with low bonds. We're tired. And we fought as a people for all type of things. We fought for all type of rights, civil rights, voting rights. But now we have to fight for the right to live. Our young people are having to fight for the right to live. And just like we were saying earlier, if you pay a tax here, if you buy something here, if you go to a movie here, you invested in Kennedy. You invested in her because every dollar that you spent went into her public education. And rather than her public education going on and bettering herself, it went up in a blaze of bullets. And that's not right. That's not right no matter how you look at it, no matter on what side of the spectrum you're on. That's not right. And it has to stop, Jackson. It has to stop. And we're asking this whole entire community that is affected by this, because she's not just my niece, she's not just her dad's child, she's not just her mother's child, she's all our children. Her and any other child that is denied the right and the opportunity to expand in life and to be great, because we have thugs that are driving around with high-powered weapons that are used in military, whether it's legislation, and I'm all for the right to bear arms, but at what cost? At what cost? We have gun shows that come to this city month after month, selling guns to low-income African-American children that use them on low-income African-American children. That's not right. That's not right. As a father, I will not sit back quietly. I will not sit in silence. I will not be fearful. I'm going to speak out. I'm going to stand out. And I'm going to speak up to the things that are not right about this community. We're asking the mayor, it's not about him, but we're asking the mayor, the police chief, who has failed to give us a comprehensive crime plan, to tell us something. We're asking for every entity of law enforcement to be in part of this investigation. Why isn't the FBI here? Why isn't ATF here? Why isn't MBI here? Why isn't U.S. Marshals and the Violent Task Force out looking for these perpetrators of this crime? And I'm not saying this to throw a race card today, but had this happened to a Caucasian child in Madison County, every entity of law enforcement would be feverishly working to secure arrest. And we deserve that same type of treatment for Kennedy. We deserve that same type of treatment for all the Jordan McCoys. We deserve that same type of treatment for Lil Annie or any other child or human that has lost their life to violent guns and violent crimes here in this capital city. And as a community, we stand. No more will this happen. No more will we sit silent. No more will we stand afraid to speak up and speak out. We want our streets back. We want our city back. We want to be able to be proud of Jackson. And we can't be proud of Jackson when we have young people and older people riding up and down streets with high-powered automatic weapons, shooting high velocity bullets at a 110-pound child. That's unacceptable. I'm gonna let Pastor Pickett speak. He is a pillar in this community, and I believe he has a lot to say and to help us in this situation.
Thank you, brother. You know, upon hearing about this murder, I was devastated. I was devastated before you called me, but after you called me, it really took the root from me. But I've been saying for the last year in this city, there's no way for us to change anything unless we come together. It has to be togetherness. It has to be that we put aside our petty differences, because the people that are paying the price are the Kennedys of this world. Kennedy could have been my granddaughter, could have been one of my children, and many of our children have been murdered on these streets. And we sitting back as adults, as pastors, I've confessed to God, I've repented to God, because all this stuff that we're talking back and forth about ain't about nothing. Because when it comes to these children, we got to do something. And everybody, every person, it's time for us to lay down our issues and say, how do we fight for our children? That young lady graduated from high school. She did the right things. This is not somebody that was in the streets. She did the right things, left her graduation, and has gone down. That means that every one of us has to say, you know what? We got to put our minds together. We got to put our hearts together. We got to put our best passions together. And we got to stand together, back to back, and fight our way out of this. And anybody that doesn't want to be a part of fighting their way out of this, then we'll deal with them. But we got to fight together. And those that are concerned about the whole of everybody, this is our chance as a city. This is where, and I mean this respectfully, this is where Kennedy's life and death can be a defining moment in this city. That we say an honor student was gunned down in our city, and we decided no more, that we're going to link arms together and fight. The Bible tells us to pray and to fight. So that means we got to look one another in the eye and make the hard decisions that will help us turn things around. I'm calling for every pastor in this city, every pastor in this city, friend or foe, every pastor. I'm calling for every religious leader, because this is not just about Christianity. It's about social. It's about us together formulating something that's going to make a difference. So I'm saying, let's lay all that aside and say, what's the best plan of action for us going forward? How do we do this together? And I'm saying to you, my brother, I'm saying to this family, that we're going to bring the best of what we have as New Jerusalem Church, as my family, as other brothers and sisters around this city that I know and love us and love you. Right now is a defining moment. It's a defining moment for all of us to say, we're going to stand behind, and we're going to stand up, and we're going to fight to make things right for everybody. That's what I'm asking for. We're not casting blame, but everybody got to be held accountable for what they're supposed to do. This is a young African-American girl gunned down. If that doesn't pull at your heart, there's something wrong with you. But I declare that today, together, we will build. Together, we're going to turn this city around. And we're not going to stop until every child is safe in our city. Thank you. God bless you.
My name is Les Tannehill, and I want everybody to understand this. I'm not here as a candidate. I'm here as a man who raised his daughter by herself from the age of 2 until she was grown. I worried every time she walked out the door, was she gonna come back home that night? I can't, first I just want to send my condolences out to Polo and his whole family, because this touched me this morning. And it broke my heart, because it could have been my daughter, my granddaughter. That's why I'm here. I want to know why every law enforcement agency in Hinds County here. This has got to stop. It's got to stop now. We are losing our youth. This is our future. I'm mad now. I did a rant on Facebook Live a while ago. I'm mad. I went from hurt to mad because this is all our child out there. We all have children. We all have grandchildren. And I can't imagine, I said, being a single parent, I know what it's like to have to work extra jobs when you got one salary to go on and to have to worry about your kids, where they're at, what they're doing. Whenever you walk out that door, when you're at work, it's got to stop. Folks. We got to join together. We got to hold hands. We got to unite together as one. I don't care what party you're in, what race you're in. We're all brothers and sisters. And we've got to love on one another. We've got to teach these young people. You're not each other's enemies. You're brothers and your sisters. It's got to stop. Love on one another and stop killing each other. That's my message.
Once again, we want to thank each and every family that's gathered here. If there's someone in this audience that has lost a loved one this year or any year to gun violence, we are more than willing to ask you to come forward and to share. I want to say to Sergeant from JPD, who I see standing in the audience, and to all the first responders who worked the crime scene last night, our family is grateful to you. We realize, I looked at their faces last night, we realize you guys have a heavy task. And we as a community, we stand with you. We're not ridiculing you. We're not putting you down. We know that you're faced with unamountable pressures to solve the many crimes that are being committed in this city. And as citizens, it's our job to help them police. So I want to say to all first responders and to all the police and all the detectives that are working this case, I want you to know that the Hobbs family appreciates you and we trust you to do the right thing with this case. And just once again, to each and every one of you that's here, if you have children, get involved. Look in their phones, question them, find out who their friends is, find out who the parents of their friends are. This is our job, y'all. I think sometimes we get so relaxed and so comfortable with just living and thinking that our kids are at a certain age that we can quit parenting. You never stop being a parent. You never stop being a parent. So if they're in your house, ask them. Ask questions. Who's that? Who's their parents? Do you have a number on their parents? At least you need to know the child's parents and how you can get in touch with them if they're leaving with your children. We just have a large thing to do as a community. And I pray that, not because it's my niece, but I pray that just because it's a child, your child, anybody's child, that we all just take a close look at our lives and what we got going on and just say, you know what, I can do a little better. I can be a little bit more responsible. I can be a little bit more in tune. There's some child walking down the street right now with a gun in his waistband. And all he needs really is a talk. He's got that gun because somewhere down the line, somebody quit talking. Somebody quit listening. Somebody quit being a parent. Somebody quit caring. And somebody said, well, Polo, how you know that? Because I used to be that child. I used to be that child. And so I know in this community, we have it. We have those children where we've just kind of turned our heads. And we can't do that. We can't do that anymore. And so my brothers, my sisters, please, when you go home tonight, you got children, look at them, pray over them, speak life over them. But not only them, but speak life over their peers. Speak life over the community. Speak life over your street, your neighborhood, your school, your job. We all know that there's a higher power. And we all know that if right now, if just 5, 6, 7 of us change our energy, change our focus, change how we view things and how we think of things, those thoughts create new atmospheres. They create new communities. They create new worlds. They create new ideas where we can have a safe Jackson. Jackson shouldn't be no different than Madison. It shouldn't be no different than Ridgeland. It shouldn't be no different than Brandon. Those kids get to ride in their neighborhoods. They get to play. They get to hang out at Sonics and stuff. They don't worry about shooting. Why do we have to worry about that? And I don't want to keep saying this, but African American people, why do we have to worry about our children being gunned down in the very streets that we pay taxes on? Why do we have to worry about our children being gunned down in the very streets that we pay high taxes for? And they can go 10 minutes up the road, stay out all night long, and literally nothing happens. That's a deep question that this community must ask themselves. That's a real deep question. That's a real assessment that we have to take as a community. How much longer? How many more Kennedys? How many more Jordan McCoys? How many more Quiana's little 5-year-old gunned down? 130-something murders last year, 57 already this year. How many more? At what cost, people? At what cost do we say no more? No more. God bless you. God thank you. And may God keep you.
Les, you got any words?
You know, Clay, like I said, I was here tonight as a father who raised a daughter by myself until she got grown. And I can't imagine what it would have been like to get that phone call, you know, saying your daughter, your son has been taken away from you. And there's been no accountability. And you've got to bring accountability. I do have contacts with ATF, FBI, and U.S. Marshals, and I will fully utilize them organizations once I get elected mayor to help bring change to this, to make sure that no more families have to get that call about their 18-year-old daughter being gunned down in the street. Not that I'll be able to prevent them all, but I would sure work to cut them back and to make sure this happens and that there's consequences for their actions, and that there's squashed. The actions are squashed, and justice will be served. And not only that, I will work with these judges to make sure sentences are handed down that's comparable to Rankin and Madison County. That's what it's going to take. You know, it's about respect. There is no respect for law and order or the judicial system in Jackson. That's going to change. I promise. That's going to change.
How can everybody find you if they want to check you out?
www.tannehillformayor.com or Facebook, Tannehill for Mayor.
Thank you, Les.
Thank you.
Miss Charlotte, you want to say anything? We're live.
Yes, this is a very sad day. We cannot let Kennedy have died in vain. As Pastor Pickett says, today this has to stop.
All right.
I never thought I'd be saying this about the guns because I, like you, Clay, believe in the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms. This isn't the right to bear arms. This has gone absolutely crazy. When that law was passed, it wasn't meant for children, for troubled youth to be walking around like gunslingers in the Wild Wild West. That is not what that law was intended for. And we've got to change it. We've got to stop it right now because everyone is scared to get out of their homes. They're scared to death. They're even scared in their homes because children get killed while they're in their beds. This lawless mentality of our city will stop.
Miss Charlotte, how can they find you online?
Well, the best way, is Charlotte Reeves, Jackson Mayor. That's the best way to do it on Facebook, or either just to call me.
Full spelling of Jackson?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. Charlotte Reeves Jackson, spelled out, Mayor. Or either just call 601-624-3011.
Thank you.
This is a sad day, and let's don't let that precious child have died in vain.
Thank you, Miss Charlotte.
My name is Keisha Ross.
All right, guys. I'm gonna stay live for a few more minutes and see if anybody else wants to speak or say anything. We're out here in front of JPD headquarters with Clay Edwards, Save Jackson. Really sad day for the city. Very, very sad 24 hours. I'm gonna turn the camera back around. Less of me, more of others is always a good thing. We're gonna see if we can get anybody else to talk to y'all. So y'all stay live here. Hit that share button too for us. You want to say what you were telling me earlier when we got here? We're live.
Okay.
You were talking about we're invested into these children. I thought you made a really great point. I would like to share it.
Those of us who...
Introduce yourself.
My name is Evelyn. I have a very complicated last name. But my name's Evelyn. And for people who think this isn't about you and your family, or it isn't about your community, let's all understand that Kennedy Hobbs went through 13 years of public school. That's over 60 teachers probably who have invested in her. And if you paid for a car tag in Hines County, if you paid your income tax, if you bought a lotto ticket, if you went gaming, if you bought a fishing license or a hunting license, that money goes towards our children's public education. And so you had an investment in this young lady, in Kennedy Hobbs. And just when she graduates and is ready to take your investment and start her own business, as I understand, and start paying back into our community, we have to understand our investment in her didn't go up in smoke. Nobody burned the money. It went up in a barrage of unnecessary bullets. And so wherever you live in Mississippi, and even if you live outside of Mississippi, but you've shopped in Mississippi, or you've stopped at one of our casinos, or you buy one of our lotto tickets, or you've stopped at a gas station to buy gas, whatever, you invest, when you do that, you invest in every public child in Mississippi. And I don't know how many thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars were invested in Kennedy, or her boyfriend who died 2 weeks ago, or any child in Mississippi who has died from violence. If we can stop that, then our investment in education can continue to pay off for us.
Thank you so much. You made a great point. I wanted to give all people an opportunity to say it. And thank you for doing the sign.
You're welcome.
For the folks that can't. Ma'am, you want to speak to anybody? You want to say anything? I'm Clay. We're live on Save Jackson. Nice to meet you. Yep. Thank you. We appreciate you. Yeah, stay strong. We're going to see if anybody else wants to talk. I'm going to try to get a word with Napoleon as soon as he gets through with that. Miss Patty, you want to talk to Save Jackson?
Yeah, hello everybody.
All right, we're live.
We had our conversation about what we've been missing.
This is Patty Patterson, by the way.
Hello everybody. Thanks for tuning in. We have work to do. And Clay and I, we just had a conversation about obedience and where we've left that out of the equation. And that's where we are. That's where we must get back to the basics.
Absolutely.
No matter how old you are, what race you are, what you believe in, is a level of obedience that we must have at all times to stop some of the madness. Yeah, and stop our feelings from blowing out in a rage. And so I just ask all of you all to stay positive. Jackson is a jewel. We can turn Jackson around if we just quit saying the wrong things about Jackson. But there are many great things about Jackson.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, this is, I'm going to do this.
I don't want you to lose out.
This is about our children and you know, I don't want to sound corny here and quote a song, but damn it, our children are our future.
They are. Look behind you.
You know, and we lost a great bright mind.
Yeah.
Just this one situation in the last 24 hours. Imagine the hundreds and thousands that we've lost over the years. Could have gone on to been presidents,
That's right.
CEOs,
That's right.
pastors, whatever, parents.
Could have been some of your best neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we've got to stop this. You know, I don't know. We were having a conversation, and the place has got to start is in the heart and in the homes.
Yeah.
You know, we can't fix everybody. We can start in the mirror, and maybe that'll go a long way.
Right.
Yeah.
It hurts to do it, but we must do it. It's gonna hurt us. It's gonna hurt us so bad. But we must do these things.
Yep.
We
Miss
must
Patty,
do-
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good to see
Thank
you.
you.
Yes.
Good to see you.
All right, let's see who else we can get out here. Some great stuff. Sad occasion, but great turnout. I'm really proud of the city on this one. You want to say a word to the Save Jackson followers? We've got a pretty big crowd live right now.
How y'all doing? Hey, I think the only way you save Jackson, the only way you save our community is we decide to come together. We decide to come together under what's best for the whole. And that's what I'm going to stand on. And I believe it's required of us as people, as adults in particular, to say, you know what? All this other stuff that we've been bickering and fighting about don't matter anymore. What matters is what happens to these young people, and that we have a Jackson for them to live in, to grow in, and to enjoy, just like we grew up enjoying this environment. So this is our clarion call. This is our time to say, everybody, putting it down, let's do what's best for the whole city.
Pastor, what was your name again?
Dwayne Pickett,
What church you with?
New Jerusalem Church.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. I just see Napoleon's there talking with WJTV right now. And as soon as he gets done, I'm going to try to get a word in with him.
Somebody did years ago. I ain't got nothing to do with it, but I remember.
You know, let the record state that the current mayor is not here. So all of this and the current mayor decided not to show up. Everybody else is here, but the mayor is not. It's a shame. City Hall is right across the street from me here. We're in the JPD, footsteps of JPD headquarters. No mayor. I see Les Tannehill behind me. I see Charlotte Reeves on my other side here. I see all these other people. I see Patty Patterson, who was a Democrat candidate for mayor. But not the current mayor. This death is happening on his watch. But where is he at? I'm going to turn the same back around.
And you walk in that court, when you walk in there, I just feel it's real. And I had never smoked.
As y'all can see, there was a nice little turnout here. There's still a good bit of people here. You see them walking up the street there. Beautiful night in downtown Jackson. See that cross up there? That's what we need more of. We need some more faith, more Jesus in our lives. I've always loved that cross on that building. My whole life living here. That cross means a lot to see it. At times like these, we need more of it. I know I say a lot of things, and I cuss a lot, and I drink, and I do all kind of things. But we've got to at some point to say that enough is enough. And this has just gotten out of hand. I'm trying not to cuss here. I really am. I'm just really sad. We lost a great young person. No telling what she could have done with her life. She was on the right path, already owned a business as a 17, 18-year-old, graduated yesterday and died. It's terrible. You know, I didn't finish high school. It was hard, man. We finished up with my daughter last year. It was one of the proudest moments of my life because I know how much work and how much time went into it. So to have that taken away from you, you know, different circumstances, but no less tragic. It reminded me a whole lot of the Frances Fortner death from a couple of years ago. She had left her graduation rehearsal and hit a pothole or an open manhole cover and passed away from incompetence from the city. And this has shades of that. And it's very sad when we lose these bright kids. I mean, like I said a minute ago, you know, these children are our future. And they're dying too fast. They're not getting an opportunity to get out of here. You know, we wonder why. Damn it. We wonder why people want to leave this city, blame it on everything else but the city. There's nothing here but death. It's death culture. That's all that's here in Jackson. We've got to fix that. Well, I say it's not all that's here, but it's all that you see because it's overwhelmingly negative. When there's too many good people here, I'm sitting here looking at 100 people who want change. You know, I see all y'all's comments, man. I appreciate y'all. I'm waiting on Napoleon there. We're going to get a word with him before we get out of here. We've got mayoral candidate Les Tannehill behind me. You got Charlotte Reeves over there. You know, but you don't have Chokwe. Where is Chokwe? Antar, where are you at? Where's your chief of police? This don't make sense. Turn this thing back around here. Les, while I'm waiting to get a word with Napoleon, I'm just sitting here venting about this, and I'm not like the other media here. I can express my opinion, where they're probably more here to just kind of cover the story, and God bless them. But I'm just sitting here and I'm fuming, like you. I'm mad as hell. You know, we're killing our brightest minds, the future. Yeah. When you win, day one, what are you going to help do to save Jackson?
Well, Clay, like I said, I vented on my Facebook Live on Tannehill for sheriff earlier. You know, first, like I said, when I woke up this morning and first my staff member sent it to me, I was hurt. Because being a father, like I say, a single father raised a daughter by myself. But from day one, I'm going to start, even before day one, as the mayor-elect, I'm going to start having meetings, reaching out to people, proposing my youth initiative programs. Single parents have the issue of having to, many times they're only breadwinner, only income they have coming in. So they have to go out and work extra jobs, and when they work the jobs, sometimes you've got kids having to keep kids. And so the parents, you know, are worried, wondering about where their kids are, what they're doing. You know, I want to open youth centers. Why doesn't the city of Jackson have youth centers? They have them almost every other state you go to, other city you go to. Why don't we have them here? You know, I want to have counselors there. I want to have mentors there to be able to encourage these kids, to help give them a direction, help let them know you can succeed in life. You can be anything you want to be. You know, follow the right path. Don't get on that bad path. Stay off the streets. And so that's my plan. The youth has always been my passion. I've always worked closely with the youth throughout my 30-year career up to now. So we have got to put more into you. We've got to come together. This isn't just Jackson's problem. This is all our problem. Jackson is the capital city of Mississippi. What happened here affects the whole state, especially the Tri-County area. So when I get elected, I'm going to join all these other cities, these mayors, these police chiefs. We're going to come together and we're going to bring change to Jackson, Mississippi, and we're going to bring opportunity to our youth, because where there's opportunity, there's hope. Yep.
Thank you, Les. All right, we had Les there again. I really wanted to hear what he had to say, man. He's very passionate about this. And that's what we need, some passion. We need some fire in this city and not gunfire. I don't know what we do. Sad day here. I'm going to tell y'all, man, pray for this family. Let's start there. Let's pray for this family, pray for this city. You know, as soon as I get in my car, I'm calling my daughter and I'm telling her I love her. You know, this is very heartbreaking, very sad. I mean, I feel like I'm just repeating myself, but damn it, it's worth repeating. We keep repeating the same things over and over and over in this city. You know, I feel like I can repeat myself here for a minute. I'm gonna turn this around. Y'all stay with me here for a few more minutes. We're gonna get out of here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. I appreciate everybody hitting share. I appreciate everybody's comments. You know, you can't fix it till you acknowledge it. We got to acknowledge that we got a problem here. All right, look, Napoleon's gotten caught up again. I'm going to sign off here. If I get a word with him, I'll jump back on live. I'll tell you what, here he is right here. He's doing another interview right there. I want to hear what he's got to say. This was his niece that was killed. That's why it's relevant. That's why, you know, his presence, his organization of this was relevant. Outside of just, you know, being a big voice in the city, it was his niece that got murdered. So we want to talk to Napoleon, see what he has to say, see if he has anything he can say to us that he may know. So look, this ain't my forte. I'm not a reporter. I don't typically cover stuff like this. So y'all bear with me. Like I said, I'm just pissed off citizen of the Tri-County area that's had enough. Like I assume most everybody watching this is. We've got over 600 people in the room. That's huge for these live streams for us. You know, I appreciate every one of y'all. Like I said, we're going to get a word here in just a second. But can you believe that the mayor's not here? Everybody tag the mayor. He's on Facebook. It's Chokwe Antar Lumumba. Everybody tag the mayor and let him know that everybody knows he isn't here. Everybody tag the mayor. Right here in the comments. Tag Chokwe Antar Lumumba. And ask him, where you at, mayor? Why didn't you show up? You too good? It's gone too far. You know, like I said, it gives me real vibes going back to Francis Fortner. So avoidable. Kingston Frazier, granted younger children, but the dying on the day she graduated thing is just absolutely heartbreaking. Every death is sad, but to think about that girl's life was in front of her. She was going to do great things. Her boyfriend was killed a couple weeks ago. If this was somehow, some way tied into that, why? What happened? Why wasn't anything done on that end? I don't know. I'm just speculating here. I haven't had a chance to read everything or look at everything. You know, but it's going to be worth looking into. And tag the police chief too. I see people saying that. I've never tagged him. I don't even know if he has a Facebook or not. But tag Jackson Police Department. Tag your city councilman. I didn't see any of them here tonight either. You know, we got to do something, man. Where are our city's leaders? Where was Kenneth Stokes? Where was Aaron Banks? Where was the rest of the folks on the city council? Maybe there was one here. I ain't sure. I didn't see any of them. Maybe they were behind me. So I don't want to speak out of turn. But I'm pissed off. Sit here for just one more second here. Give this one last try. And if he can't join us, we're going to get out of here. Y'all be sure to tune into my radio show in the morning on 103.9 WYAB. We'll discuss this further. Anybody can call in. The call-in number is 601-879-0002. If you got any thoughts, opinions, anything you want to add to this in the morning, we're on from 7 to 8 a.m. Napoleon. We got a cipher voice size crowd on this thing, man. You got any words for anybody on Save Jackson?
Clay, I just want to say thank you.
No, thank you for getting this together.
I'm asking everybody to let's just come together. I'm beginning with him, Asiatic. I'm beginning with Pastor Pickett, Pastor Artie Sutton, Pastor Artie Stuckett, to be hosting some sit-down town hall meetings, roundtable meetings with our young people, talking to them, finding out what's going on, and what is it that they need from us as a community. We'll be looking to create some safe zones around the city where children can come and explore. Principal of Boyd Elementary, we were out with him last week working with 9 boys from his area. We want to get out here in this community. We want the community, especially our young people, to know that there are ways to handle anything. This conflict resolution has to be instilled in this community. We have to begin to teach our children how to deal with conflict. early part of this last week, we had a viral video that went viral from local teenagers here in this city. 3 young girls that had got into a girls' skirmish on a vacation, and it was about to turn violent. We were able to get all those parents together in one room, talk with all those kids. They realized friendships were more important than social media posts, and things are back to normal. And we need more sessions like that. We need sit-down sessions with our children, with our community leaders, and coming up with ideas and ways to curb violent crime that is happening in this city.
Yeah. Well, look, man, you got anything we can do to help. So just sorry for your loss, man. Sorry for your family. We're going to be praying for y'all.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, brother. Hey, look, I want to get one more person to say something. Hey, Black. We live on Save Jackson, man. I just want to introduce everybody, man. This man right here, if you don't know him, Asiatic Black, absolute legend around here. Bumped into him over here for the first time in a couple of years. Black, you got anything you want to add to this, brother?
Yeah, man.
Less of me, more of you. It'd be better. There we go.
Just a couple of words, man. We talked a little bit before this press release. I just want to say to people out there that decide that they want to sit back and be silent on this and not say anything. If you are that person, I want to ask you to just take a second mindset of that. I talk to a lot of people personally, and they say that, what you doing, man? Oh, man, I'm just staying out the way. It's the wrong thing to do. We all had our hand in this in some type of way. I'm a DJ. I was a puppet master of violence for a lot of years. Playing the music, having a good time, being out here amongst it. I also used to gang bang and do things like that myself. It was a lot different then than it is now. I can't understand personally how someone could shoot at another person or another set and know that somebody is totally innocent in the crossfire. I don't understand. I just can't wrap my mind around it. But to make a long story short, man, I know one thing that we have not, and I want to ask everybody to do this. I know one thing that we have not tried. Me and Clay talked about this right before the press release. Is taking self-accountability and being obedient with yourself. Start with yourself. Be obedient to whatever deity, whatever energy, whatever type of supreme being that you believe in. Be obedient to that. Just be obedient to that as much as you can yourself, and I think we'll find some change. Because if we do that individually, there's no room to point fingers. Because if you got some demons that you're dealing with, or whatever the case may be, old habits, whatever you want to call it. I'm struggling with using the right words because everybody got their own terminology, everything they want, to believe in.
Vices, whatever.
All of that.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's sad to say that we use all these devices, man, to keep ourselves divided. One might come up and say Jesus, another one might say Allah, Muhammad, whatever you believe in. It's no need for religious gangbanging, man. We gotta stop that. And that's another reason that our youth don't listen to us, because we gangbanging with religion and what we believe in, right above us. So, individual accountability, man. Whatever you believe in, man, be obedient to that. And let's do that.
Absolutely.
I'm tired of going to press releases, vigils, and meetings and all of this, man, and everybody saying, I'm tired of it, and we have to put an end to it. And then next week it's another. I'm tired of it. We got to put an end to it. And we got to put an end to it.
Yeah. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Great seeing you, man. Take care. All right, man, we're going to put a button on this thing. I appreciate everybody for watching. I appreciate everybody for talking to me. It was great seeing Black. It's great seeing everybody. I don't have a whole lot to add to it. Y'all tune into the Clay Edwards Show in the morning on 103.9 WYAB from 7 to 8 a.m. We're going to discuss this further after I've had some time to digest it and see everything that's going on. You can reach me in the morning during the show at 601-879-00 if you want to chime in, if you have any thoughts that you want to get off your chest about what's happened in the last 24 hours. Y'all stay blessed out there. Love y'all. Peace.